wanted to kind of come live for a second. Josh is having a technical difficulty at the moment, but he is getting it sorted out. So I didn't want to let you guys leave you hanging and all that. It's just it is what it is. So we should be started momentarily. He's gonna have to drop his Skype on his phone and then re-add it and such. So we should be ready in about a few minutes. Banana Man, thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate that. Good looking out. Let me a little dark on this camera. Let me lighten this up just a tad. There we go. Perfect now. Okay. So how you guys doing tonight? You everybody having a good night? You know what? I don't know what's going on with the stream. It's like I've been having issues with YouTube altogether the past week, the past couple days. It's strange. It keeps, right now, the stream health is up and down, up and down. I don't know what's going on. Even when I'm trying to upload videos, it's acting weird. Orange Ink Animation, how are you doing? Hopefully you're having a good night. Who else we got here? We got a lot of people here, man. David Ray in the house. Matthew Knight. My wife Tony is here. I saw Sean Capri a little bit earlier. Banana Man. Sonic Master 211. What is up? Who else we got here? Patrick McNamara over at Nintendo Talk is here, my buddy. You guys might want to check out something he's got on his YouTube channel tomorrow morning. It's gonna be pretty awesome. Special Ed is in the house. What is up? John Thomas, Blade Master Overdrive. How you guys doing? Oh, there's my boy Tim. So Tim saved me earlier this week. Last week when I was doing the show with Justin Masson, I was talking about how I couldn't get sound through my TV, and he fixed it. He sent me a message on Twitter. He tweeted something at me, and it fixed the whole thing. So I got sound on my big TV again now. Kualam Drum KD. I'm just gonna call you KD. KD, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, yeah. You should probably have some popcorn. It's gonna be an interesting ride. Josh has been threatening me all weekend via Twitter DMs, and now he doesn't have Twitter, so I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm gonna ask him about that. See what happened. Why he deleted it yet again. He's I don't know. Twitter is a mess for him. He's got to stay away from it. So we'll see. This show will get uploaded. Well, this show will just stay up. It won't, I won't take it down. We'll stream it live, and then it'll just, once it's done going live, we'll just do our thing. Let's see. Nintendo 24/7. What is up, man? When are you getting hit by a second hurricane? From where? Zelfred Guerrero. What is up, man? I won't go easy on him. Trust me. It's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, his Twitter's definitely been a thing. So this is gonna be good stuff. Good stuff. As my boy Toby would say, Sean likes to say all the time, good stuff. So him and Chelsea Capri like to run around saying this stuff. Maria in the Caribbean. Dude, we're looking at Jose, I think is if Jose actually gets whatever, it's looking like it's gonna come direct hit on New Jersey. I'm like, what the heck, man? Stay down there. Chelsea Capri in that house. I will be very entertaining for you, Chelsea. Jose's passing now. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I know. You guys swiped his catchphrase. Chelsea, I feel like I haven't talked to you in forever. Just yesterday when you came and yelled at me for 2 seconds, and then you took off. So I hope you're doing well. Mayor Joshie's not here yet. Calm down, Patrick. Let's see. Yes, East Coast represent. What is up? Okay. All right, here we go. I think we have him now. I think We'll find out. Give me a minute, and we will be back in a second.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. It. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Nintendo Talk Live. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by the often controversial Mr. Josh Thomas. What's up, Josh? Don't act shocked. Don't act shocked. Come on, man.
Oh my goodness me! I just got done saying my prayers and making sugar cookies, and you call me controversial.
You wish. You wish.
I'm so offended. Bobby, I just wanted to say I'm snuggled up in a blanket that has Mario's face on it here tonight. I am ready. I'm comfy. I'm ready to yell at you.
Okay,
let's do this.
Be good. It's gonna be fun. All right. First off, let's start with the obvious question. What the hell's up with your Twitter? It's going again.
Well,
Why do you deactivate this thing?
It's like the seasons, Bobby.
You're like the seasons.
I get. There's a few reasons, Bobby.
Here's the reason. Because you like to troll people, and then when the attacks start coming, you just go, click, I'm out.
Bobby.
Look at it.
I thought I was going to be the mean one tonight. Listen, it's very distracting. Okay. It is a very distracting thing for me. You know what I did tonight? I realized, oh my God, I'm arguing with a bunch of 14-year-olds about video games. What in the world am I doing with myself? I should be doing work. I need to get out of here.
Thank you.
I find sometimes there's a little moment of intelligence that kind of finds its way through my brain and said, no, stop, get out of here, go do work. Yeah. And that's essentially what happened.
Eventually,
I feel like being on Twitter is not beneficial to me in any way.
Yeah, it's. I don't think it's best suited for you if that works.
Not for me. I'm more of an Instagram. Take pictures of myself in underwear, that kind of a thing.
I got you. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I should probably.
But anyways, yeah.
I think.
Go ahead.
YouTube. Okay, let me ask you a question. Has YouTube been acting screwed up for you the past couple of days?
YouTube? Yeah. No more screwed up than what it's meant to be.
I mean, I try to upload stuff, and it's it gets all whacked out all the time. And then the stream tonight has been off and on, man. Just a total train wreck of a thing. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. That aside. Okay, so listen. Explain to me why you're throwing your Switch into a box like a fool and being...
Well, before I do that, Bobby, hold on. I think I got something in my teeth. Okay, I'm good.
What is wrong with you, man? Dude.
So what were you saying, Bobby? Earlier, you were saying something earlier?
Listen, you paid $300 for the thing. Beat it up. I don't care. You're the one that's going to be calling Nintendo in a couple weeks like, hey, this thing, my Joy-Cons aren't working now. What?
It's working fine. Okay. I will say that.
So what are your gripes? You've got a lot of gripes lately. What are your gripes? It's time for a therapy session. Let's figure this out.
So many gripes. Okay. There's the majority of the games on it are either Japanese RPGs or ports of Wii U games.
Okay.
Here's the deal. When the Wii U was a thing, I was like, oh my gosh, I hate this so much, but I'm just going to kind of put my seatbelt on and just wait that 5 years or whatever it's going to be. Mm-hmm. And then when this is gone, I'm going to be happy. But it's like, oh, the Wii U's gone, but now it's still living on through ports, but they're Switch games. I hate that so much.
Yeah.
I feel like, Nintendo's motto, and this is very true, is that software sells hardware, so the games sell the machine.
Yeah.
I feel like nobody really cares about the machine element so much. We want the games. We want to play the games on it. Yeah. So I feel like if this big pile of games did not sell the Wii U, why would doing that sell the Switch really well? Yeah. I think the Switch is selling because mine's a little smudged up, but it's very sexy looking. It's cool. Ooh, Bobby, look at this. Whoa, wow. It's like they're doing an amazing job at marketing. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's not so much the games. There's some great games. Mm-hmm. Zelda, Rabbids, Mario and Rabbids. That's about as far as I think, great games. But I think I've seen much better first 6 months or so out of other Nintendo systems. I think the GameCube, even though it didn't have a ton of games, I think it was really strong. I mean, Melee, Luigi's Mansion, Pikmin, all three of those were just really unique and amazing. Mm-hmm. And there's even more than that. There was that Star Wars game, which was still known as being great. What is it again? I can't remember. Specific name.
Rogue Squadron?
Rogue Squadron? There you go. That's it. Yeah. Monkey Ball, I think, was close to launch, I believe. But anyways, and the Wii, I thought, had a pretty solid launch. I don't really think the Switch has had a great launch. I was really positive about the Switch before it launched. I even have videos and everything you can see. Mm-hmm. I think, though, my biggest gripe with the Switch is I wanted it to – hold on a second. Yes, I do. Okay, ready, Bobby? I wanted the Switch to do this. Kill that thing. This is dead now. Listen, bye.
I think you're hoping to happen too quickly. Like, it's going to happen. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, it's going to take a little bit of time to make it happen. It's not going to happen overnight.
I think it should, though, because we've never had this situation before. I understand.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Okay, so they're developing a bunch of games. All right, they've got games that are in development. Like Metroid just came out yesterday, Friday.
Okay. Yeah.
So Metroid just came out Friday. That's a game that's in development for years. They're not just going to go like, okay, we're not going to make this game now. You know what I mean? How long do you think it's been in development?
Mario Odyssey. Well, so let's say 2 years.
Okay.
What do you think? 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
Mario Odyssey was in development for 2 years as well.
Okay. So, yeah, but have you played Samus Returns yet?
Have I played what?
Samus Returns.
Oh, God, no. I'm on this thing where I'm not spending a single dime on any more 3DS stuff.
But here's the thing.
I'm against all 3DS purchases.
That game is phenomenal. That game is so good. And the 3DS, I feel, is what enhances it because of the depth and all the different things that it has. You're missing a great Metroid game because you're being stubborn. You have a 3DS there. I don't understand this mentality of we're just going to let good games not be played because you don't want to go back and play it.
Bobby, because here's my theory. Today's 3DS releases are tomorrow's Switch releases.
I don't agree with that.
The chance...
So what you're telling me is you feel that this Mario I know you do. You believe this Mario Party game's going to show up on Switch? I know you want it to be on Switch.
You don't want to get into that. You don't want to get into that, Bobby. That is not a topic you want to have on this wonderful family-friendy video podcast.
I watched your
right now.
I watched your F-bomb fest a little bit ago.
Yeah. No, I would say, okay, so Metroid is one of Nintendo's, probably the most mature series Nintendo produces.
Yeah.
Even something like, The Legend of Zelda, but that still has the silliness in it. That still has, like, the mailman who's running around half naked. The silly stuff is even in the darkest of Zelda games.
Yes.
Metroid, though, has no silliness. It's the serious thing that could really cater to an older demographic. So why, in the name of anything holy, is it on this little kids platform that's 6 years old? Why wouldn't you make that gorgeous HD on a big TV, market it to the Switch audience, which is a more older audience? It's just such a missed opportunity, and I don't know, and I feel like everybody's like, oh, but the 3DS has 65 million sales or whatever.
Yeah, but that's
not.
That's not. That's what.
That's not active users.
I have 8 of them in my display case over there.
Right, exactly. You're padding that bill there, Bobby, and that's the thing. The 3DS, there are so many like special editions for Majora's Mask, for this, for that. There's and people get more of them. Unlike me though, I've only had I have 2 of them, and they're the launch ones because they have this little thing, the capture thing on them.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, why would I buy another 3DS that I can't get footage from?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's never really an appealing thing for me.
Yeah, because you dropped the boatload on that.
Right, but most. Right. And if I'm progressing through a game, I'm going to want to get footage of it or something. Then I have to do all this stuff back and forth. But I do think that 65 million, you got to take into account that it's an older system, so there's not that many people actively playing it anymore. That's just a natural thing. And then also, it's a system a lot of people bought multiple systems of. You upgraded it and stuff. So I think all that in mind, I'm not trolling when I say that. Don't have much faith in the sales of Samus Returns, and I think if it was on the Switch, that would have been this great breakthrough for Metroid, and it would have really started to show that it has quite a large audience. I think more people would have bought it for the Switch who maybe haven't even played a Metroid game before.
I mean, that's possible. I mean, it's definitely possible, but I also feel like Nintendo doesn't want to abandon people that do predominantly still use the Switch. I mean, I'm sorry, still use the 3DS.
3DS.
Yeah, there's a few games that actually brought me back to play the 3DS. I actually went and bought Hey Pikmin when I was buying Metroid because I thought, you know what, I want to give it a shot. Go ahead. What's this for? Do you not like Hey Pikmin?
Why do you hate? Why do you hate me, Bobby?
Why do I hate you?
Why do you contribute to my set?
Why? Because I'm willing to try games.
Buy the amiibo. Don't buy the game.
I bought it, dude. I have the amiibo all over the place.
Speaking of amiibo, I specifically brought this up from the filming room because this is I wanted to show you my favorite amiibo ever.
That's a bad amiibo.
This is the boot. It glows in the dark and it's Halloween themed, Bobby. It's very small for the price. I mean, this should have been a lot bigger. But, I mean, come on. That's the best amiibo right there.
No,
Halloween
the best
themed.
amiibo is the Metroid amiibo. I got news for you. That thing is awesome.
Well, I see, if I see that in stores, I'll buy it just on a whim.
Yeah.
Because that's not really supporting the game. Actually, I think I'm going to go out of my way to buy the amiibo just so they're like, we sold so many of the Metroid amiibo, so people like Metroid, but they didn't like the stupid, outdated 2D game on the 3DS. So maybe, but yeah, I don't know. What was I yelling about?
Okay, so here's my question. Because a lot of people, including myself, they feel like you're angry. Very angry lately.
Oh, loaded with that.
But where is it coming from? Where is all this anger coming from?
Okay, so I will explain this. For me, when everybody was getting excited about the Switch, myself included, my excitement wasn't, oh man, I can take it with me anywhere I go. Because when I'm out and about, I really don't like to play a video game. I like to take in whatever's around me. Video games for me are like, sit down for an hour, 2 hours, this is game time, get really into the game. I can't do that when I'm out and about.
Yeah.
So I didn't really find that to be a big thing. Like if I could have bought a Switch that was literally just a box you plug in and you can't take it with you, but it's like $250, I would have bought that version of it. Just because, that's why I don't mind scratching the screen or whatever. I never use the screen, so it's always docked.
Yeah.
But for me, the big selling point of the Switch is something that I've wanted for a very long time, and that is all of Nintendo's development studios working on one solid platform. One Nintendo machine for all the Nintendo games. That is a dream of mine, Bobby. This thing doesn't work anymore. Doing this doesn't work anymore.
Oh, yeah, I agree. That the Wii U proved that didn't work because it hurt them because of you're preaching to the choir on that. I really feel like, but I also feel like the 3DS is going to leave. Now, if I would be pissed and upset with you if they announced a new handheld. If they went Game Boy 2 or something like that, like I'd be like, why are you doing this? But to ride the life cycle out, it's done in 2018. Like the console's over. I don't even think it makes it through 2018, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that way as well. I still have faith that is the direction. That's what Mr. Iwata really wanted. That's why we saw them merge the studios together and everything. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like, man, in the meantime, we're losing a lot of games that would have been great on the Switch. That Mario Party Top 100, I would have been so excited if that was a Switch game, Bobby. Yeah. I would have made a really embarrassing, crappy reaction of me just jumping for joy. Yeah. But it's not. And it's such a great idea. And I have so much nostalgia for those mini games and stuff. But now it's like, I'll probably never get that great idea. That's like the best idea they've had for Mario Party in a long time, but they ruin it by putting it on a console that is not good for party gaming.
Well,
Metroid, that's another one that I would have thought.
No, I agree. I agree that the 3DS is not the proponent or the right place for a Mario Party game. I felt like that when they put the last Mario Party game. Honestly, let's be real. They haven't had a good Mario Party game in a long time.
I'd say 8. 8 for me is the last one where I was like, oh, this is still good. Mm-hmm. But then 9 came along and I was like, whoa, don't do this again. So for Mario Party 9, I was like, you know what? I admire the idea that they wanted to try something different. So I was a little annoyed because I didn't think it was fun, but I wasn't annoyed to where I was like really disgusted. Because I was like, you tried something new, it didn't work. A lot of people feel that way. Don't do it again. Yeah. And then it's like Mario Party 10 comes out and they did it again, even with all that backlash. I actually did a video where I was talking about like how to fix Mario Party. I think I called it "How to Make Mario Party Great Again," Bobby.
Why? Listen, I know that you have this infatuation for the President of the United States, but who in their right mind actually has a picture on their desk? What is wrong with you?
Oh, this?
Yes.
Bobby? This was from Disney. This is from Epcot at Disney. They frequently sell out of these, by the way, Bobby. The lady that sold it to me was like, what are you going to do with that? And I'm like, I'm going to put it on my desk in a frame.
You're nuts. You got problems, man.
It's going down, though, because Halloween stuff is going up very soon, Bobby. So
well, he's kind of scary, so you might just want to leave that there.
Bobby.
That's me just trolling you. That's all. So for me, here's my thing. I'm not willing to not play a game that I feel is a good game just because it's on a console that may not be my preferred console of choice. Like, it's no different than like if a game hits the PS4, I prefer to play on my Switch. But if it's not coming to the Switch and I really want to play that game, I'm going to go play it on the PS4. That's why I have a PS4. That's why, like, Last of Us, it's never coming to a Nintendo. You know what I mean? But, like, I would not play it just because it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's a revolutionary game, So it's like, I don't want to not play a game because it's over there. And I feel like this Metroid game is really, honestly, the Metroid game we've been wanting for a very long time.
Well, I mean, if this is something a person has wanted for a long time, see, I don't know, because, like, that Mario Party idea is one I've wanted for a long time, but I still hate it with all of my existence. Well, so I was gonna say, if you wanted a 2D Metroid for a long time, then this could work for you, right? But I don't know. Maybe I'm just more filled with anger and hate, and I'm more specific and particular.
I think you are right now. I think you're. I don't know what the hell you. I don't know.
I feel like, you know what I feel like.
What?
Wait, what? You cut out there for a second. What did you say?
No, I said I feel like you are. I feel like you are filled with a lot of anger right now.
Bobby, here's what it is for me. It's a very specific moment in time that makes me feel this way. I make no mistake. I love this little thing. I hated handheld gaming until this came along. Yeah. And this was when I said, okay, this has reached a point where they can make games that feel kind of like GameCube quality in a way. They feel like a home console experience. Yeah. in your little hands here. But for me, it really feels more like I want it to die now because I'm seeing all these missed opportunities. I would love Metroid Samus Returns on the Switch. I want that Mario Party game on the Switch. I want the Mario and Luigi game on the Switch. And I just feel like, man, just look at what this holiday would look like for the Switch, Bobby, if all three of those games were on the Switch with Xenoblade Chronicles 2, with Super Mario Odyssey. That's the kind of holiday Nintendo used to have during the GameCube days. They used to just load their holiday with tons of titles, and now it's like, oh, there's one or two. And I just feel like, I don't know. I was doing an experiment at one time, Bobby. Mm-hmm. And I was looking at all the old E3s from the GameCube era and then into the Wii. Nintendo used to just blow the lid off of how many things they would show that were totally new. Announcement-wise, there was 50 games, I'm not even exaggerating, that were totally new. And now it's we get 12. And so I just feel like there's not as many games as there used to be.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, the thing is,
that's my problem.
But they also used to announce way out. And they stopped doing that because it was burning them.
A lot of people make the argument that it's but the reason you don't see as much at E3 is because they do Nintendo Directs now. However, it's not totally true because oftentimes the stuff we learn about in a Direct will not be out until E3, and they'll just sort of re-talk about it at E3. So they might announce 4 new things in a Direct, but then E3 will come along and they'll still show those games. So I don't think it's really those 4 games came out before E3. That doesn't really happen. It usually just is less games.
My thing is this, for people that complain, or not complain, but use the excuse that hey, we get, a bunch of Nintendo Directs throughout the year. We used to get Nintendo Power every single month, and when E3 came along, they would just blow the doors off things. Every month you had news coming in the door about what was going on. So, that said, when I look at, that argument doesn't work for me. The argument that does work for me is this, is the fact that when they show stuff that's too far out, Nintendo fans are so finicky and so they're kind of their own worst enemy at times, because when they show games that are 2-3 years out, they get mad. I was so shocked that people reacted so positively to the Metroid announcement at E3, the Metroid Prime with just the logo.
Yeah, I still am. I'm still shocked
because
about that.
Old school fans would have roasted Nintendo for that. But it seems like recently they've been letting people get away with it. Now we're at a position where they're starting to tighten the gap of what they show. Because for whatever reason, people want to know what's coming out in the next 6 months that I can actually buy. It's tended to work a little bit for Nintendo. But at the same time, I like those surprises. I like those surprises even if it's a couple years out. I didn't like the surprise. Well, here's an example. What was it? When New Leaf got announced, it got announced 3 years in advance. And then it was way ahead of development. And then...
Wait a minute. I don't know if it was 3 years.
It was 3 years. Because they showed it the first year.
So wait.
They showed it the first year.
What year was it? Which year? Because they showed the 3DS in 2010 or 11.
I think they showed it with.
2010, they revealed the 3DS.
So they showed it with the 3DS because me and Tony went and bought 3DSs based off of that reveal because we thought it was coming right away. And then it didn't show up because the next E3, they didn't show it at all. They hardly even showed any 3DS games at all as it was. Then the following year, they came back and showed it again, and then it came out right after that. Not long after that, it came out. But, that's my thing. If you're going to show in advance like that, you need to say, hey, we're projected to hit it in 3 years. Not go, hey, this is coming out, and then go, oh, wait a minute, where the hell is it at for the next 3 years?
But I almost think that's a better thing to do, because now if you look, we've got so many people, myself included, saying, where the heck is Animal Crossing for the Switch? Where is this? It's been so long. So it's almost like if they would have shown a little trailer, I'd be all right.
Yeah. That's all you need. See, that's the thing that I'm sitting there going, if they just give Josh Pikmin, Animal Crossing, he'll be happy.
And Animal Crossing. Absolutely, Bobby. That's all I need right now. I'm close to making it myself. So, maybe I will beat Nintendo to this making Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
No, I think that's what it is, too, for me. There's not a lot even on the horizon. I can't even say, well, I'm annoyed right now because I don't really have any games coming out that I personally like. But the next summer is going to be like, what are we looking forward to after the holiday season?
I'm looking forward to Fire Emblem because that's coming. They said
Bobby.
early 2018. Why are you shaking your head no?
Bobby.
Why are you shaking your head no?
I'm sorry, I didn't clarify. What good games are there to look
Fire
forward
Emblem
to?
is great, man. Would you stop? You know what? If you look, I don't mock Kirby.
Fire Emblem.
I do mock Kirby, but like I don't get upset when you get excited about Kirby games.
I don't get excited about Kirby games. What are you talking about?
I thought you were a Kirby fan.
When I'm a Kirby Air Ride fan.
Okay. Well, see, that's the problem. You pick and choose Kirby games. You got to either like Kirby or not like Kirby. You can't pick and choose.
Bobby, I like the good ones, and I don't like the one coming to the Switch. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Looks pretty boring. Looks very bland. I mean,
yeah.
That is like if a robot made a Kirby game. You typed in what made Kirby, and then a robot just went beep 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 boop 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 beep 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 bing, and it just gave you a Kirby game. Yeah. That's what the Switch game looks to be.
My
I wish they'd swap it.
My issue with Kirby is I feel like as much as they churn out Kirby games, we don't get other games that we like. Metroid sits on the shelf for 7 years. Meanwhile, we're getting Kirby game, and I know they sell. You know what I mean? Like, I understand they sell, but it's just so frustrating when you see, like, 3 Kirby games got announced at E3 for the 3DS. And it's like, really? Like, come on. Like, that's something I wish would stop. You know what I mean? But, I don't know. The Yoshi
haven't we had about 3 Fire Emblem games since we started this podcast?
Oh, would you stop? Fire Emblem is a good game, man. I don't know what your problem is with that. You're insane.
I played Fire Emblem Awakening, which was supposed to be the big return. If this doesn't sell well, it's going to, go away forever. And Bobby, there's some alternate dimension when Fire Emblem Awakening didn't sell well, and the world is at peace. Because it was gone. Fire Emblem was just gone forever.
I bought it. I liked it. Fire Emblem Fates I really liked. I thought Fire Emblem Fates was a really great game, man. That whole 3 different timelines you could take and different stories and stuff. That was, I don't know, man. I liked it. It was something different that we did. I
can't get over the art style, I think.
Katie said that you hate Fire Emblem because it's anime.
They're not wrong.
Good Lord. Okay.
I don't know.
So, okay, let's talk about the Direct. There's specific things you told me you wanted to discuss, that you wanted to talk about. Okay, Sonic Master. I understand that Nintendo doesn't make Kirby games per se, but HAL is basically working directly for Nintendo. So it's essentially their game. It's like Nintendo funds them and buys and publishes and all that stuff. So it's basically the same company. That said,
second party.
What's
right?
that?
Their second party.
They're second party. They're like Retro Studios. You know what I mean? That'd be like saying that Retro Studios isn't owned by Nintendo. Like they are. They're owned by them. Okay, so you sent me specific topics in your rageful moment that you want. What are you doing? What are you doing? Could you stop?
Just getting some use out of my Switch, bro.
You got issues, man. All right, so
I'm gonna put a cucumber on here and just chop some tomatoes and cucumbers.
You know what? It's your Switch. You do whatever you want to do to it, man. You want to waste $3? Okay, here's my issue. All right, we're gonna discuss this. You made a comment today, I guess today, on Twitter before you shut down your account again for the 80th time this year. That
97th time, Bobby.
Okay, my bad. I missed a couple. But Tony had told me that you had said that you were taking shots at Nintendo fanboys for defending why their Switch is sitting in the stores, and then you took pictures of a couple in the stores. Is that correct?
There were 4 in the store.
Okay,
Bobby.
Okay.
4, and
they just didn't sell yet, man. They just didn't sell yet.
I mean, old women's underpants are sitting there too, and they just didn't sell well. I mean, there's plenty of things that haven't sold yet in the store.
But are you really trying to say that the Switch isn't selling well because there was 4 sitting in your store?
The Switch is over. Everybody's talking about smartphones now with
You're
the thing.
nuts.
You see that smartphone?
You're
that little
nuts.
thing? I can't wait to get that. You attach them to your smartphone, take it with you. That looks like the future to me, Bobby.
You are sick. You got problems, man.
I gotta yell at your wife. She's ratting me out or something? What is your wife's ratting me out? I can't believe it. Oh my gosh.
Someone said stream quality is somehow worse. That's Josh. I think you mean than Josh's opinions. I don't know what you're talking about. Listen, just so everybody knows, I am recording this as well, so I will re-upload everything, and hopefully it'll look better than it is, because I don't know what the hell's going on with this stream right now. It's like dipping all over the place, but whatever. Okay,
it'll be up later then.
Yeah, I'll repost it later or whatever. So it is what it is.
This is get comfy. Get comfy though, Bobby, because I'm making you. This is a long one. I seen you did one for 2 hours with Justin. I want mine to be 2 hours and 1 second, just to outdo Justin by 1 second.
You screwed yourself up by showing up late. Just letting you know.
Well, listen, you stream Splatoon 1.2 for like 5 hours until like
That's
3 in the
not
morning.
1.2, man. Don't even try that. Listen, you haven't gotten it because you're afraid to get beat. I understand you're totally scared, and that's fine. But whatever, it is what it is.
I'm waiting till they bring all the content from the original game over so that I can, be acquainted with it.
It's slowly starting to show up.
Yeah, that should have been there from the start.
Yeah, they probably should have. But I think they were worried about people like you calling it 1.2, so they were just like, they're like, we're not going to do that. We're going to just make it a 2.
Yep.
I think.
Well, it didn't stop me, Bobby.
No, nothing stops you. I think my issue with Splatoon is that it feels like they weren't ready for Switch, and they rushed Splatoon 2 because of the fact of like, if you go back and you remember Splatoon 1, like we were getting updates right out the gates, and it was like, it was the first week we were getting a map.
Quick.
You know what I mean? We got a map, a couple weeks later, got another map, a couple weeks later, got another map, and it's like now it's just like, it's not there. So I feel like they rushed, and they just didn't take their time with it for whatever reason. So I don't know.
I think that's a good way to just describe the Switch and everything related to it.
Well, let's be fair. Do you disagree? Yeah. So I came to this realization probably a couple weeks ago that I felt like the Switch was probably rushed to but they had a dying console in their hands that they had to get out. And if they would have waited,
I love the Wii U, and I
love the Wii U too, but it wasn't selling.
I think it was doing quite good from what I remember.
So good that the Switch has already almost outsold it in the first year.
Which, by the way, Bobby, was a prediction that yours truly made, and everybody said I was crazy.
Well, why are you now saying that the Switch isn't selling? Just because Apple comes out with a face recognition thing. That's the thing.
That's going to be great.
You are so vain that you want to hold the phone up to your face and scan your face all day.
No, I was gonna say something. Now I forgot what I was gonna yell at you about.
I want to say real quick, Charlie Gilchrist. What I mean by updates is we were getting maps, not weapons. Yes, we're getting weapons every week.
But we're getting every 2 weeks for sure.
Yeah, but we're getting weapons, and that's not the same as what we were getting in Splatoon 1. Splatoon 1, it was a steady stream of you get a week of a weapon, the next week you get a new map. Dude, it was the first week with Splatoon 1 was. We got the paintbrush week 1, we got the kelp dome week 2, week 3 we got the NZAP, and then it just continued on that way for a couple of months, and then the map started slowing up. They definitely need to push out more stuff, in my opinion. And not only that, there's no gear left. I already bought the entire store out, so they need to. I think they definitely need to step it up. So, are you?
I was going to actually ask you, Bobby. I have a. I'm gonna sell my Switch if Animal Crossing's not announced by the end of 2018.
That's you're ridiculous. You know what? You're ridiculous. It's all right. You'll rebuy it. The minute they announce Animal Crossing, you'll be
they could screw up Animal Crossing. They could absolutely screw up Animal Crossing. I mean, they did it to Paper Mario and Chibi Robo. I mean, they've done it to several franchises.
City Folk is proof that they can mess up Animal Crossing. City Folk was not a good Animal Crossing.
See. Okay, Bobby. We're gonna have a little bit of a debate here.
Here we go. Let's talk about it. Come on.
Where are my boxing gloves? All right, Bobby.
Yeah.
So before City Folk came out, the last game was Wild World, which is the worst Animal Crossing game, in my opinion.
Okay.
Animal Crossing Wild World took away the holidays.
Yeah.
Even stuff like the fishing tournament was really lifeless. It was just Tortimer sitting there with a pole. Everything that made Animal Crossing feel special and alive was gone.
Yeah.
The online for Wild World, while it was the first online game, insanely restrictive.
Yeah.
You could only have, I remember you couldn't even have your friends come in your house with you at the same time. You could only have 2 people in a building at once. All the animals went inside of their houses when you were playing online because the DS couldn't handle that. So to go from that to City Folk, which took away all those restrictions, had pretty good online. I never had a ton of problems.
Yeah.
We Speak was kind of crappy, but still it was an effort or whatever. It just felt like they took the GameCube game and Wild World, merged them together, fixed what was wrong, and made kind of the ultimate version of Animal Crossing at that time. It didn't push forward with a lot of new ideas, and the city does suck because a city in Animal Crossing in general is a horrible idea. It's meant to be this quaint, wonderful, earthy village type thing. But I think if you go back, I think a lot of people have forgotten where Animal Crossing was before City Folk came out, and then we're all looking at it compared to like what New Leaf did. But I don't think that's totally fair or accurate. It wasn't play it safe, yes, but the previous versions were
But I look at it like this.
Wild World.
I love GameCube version. I felt GameCube, exactly what you said, like it was light, it was full of life, there was all kinds of stuff, and then it shifts, and it goes to Wild World, which I wasn't a big fan of Wild World, I'm not going to lie, but I felt like City Folk was an exact clone of Wild World, except they added some things to it, and that was the difference. So for me, I didn't really like Wild World, and then City Folk, don't get me wrong, I put a lot of hours into City Folk, you know what I mean, like I met a lot of friends in City Folk, but it just felt like I was playing the same game that I just played in Wild World, and that's where my issue was with it. And exactly with New Leaf, like New Leaf took all of the best things and just exploded on them and made them so much better.
Yeah, I mean, I think New Leaf is the best Animal Crossing, and then I would say a close second would be the original, just because I feel like the original there's just something about that original game that is so like stylized, and I don't know, it just works so well even to this day, I think, just everything about it. But yeah, I totally agree, New Leaf is fantastic. But the only Animal Crossing game that I look back on and think, would be Wild World. Though at the time I did enjoy Wild World, and it was only later that I realized that wasn't so great. But in its defense, in Wild World's defense, it did add things to the series that have now become standard and are very important, like customization of your character. They added the hats, and there's so much customization, accessories. And I feel like without that, Animal Crossing, I don't know, I just feel like that was an important move forward, as well as the online play and that kind of stuff. So, it did do some important things.
Okay, so before we went off on this little tangent, you said that you were going to ask me something. Do you remember what you were going to ask me, or did you lose it?
I do remember, Bobby.
Okay.
I do remember what I was going to ask you. Okay. I don't know how good your memory is, Bobby. Mm-hmm. You got a good memory?
Sometimes. Depends on what it is.
Okay. Nintendo, I don't know how long ago, they released this game, and everybody's forgotten it by now, but it was called ARMS.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you remember that game, ARMS?
I remember the game.
Does anybody remember in the chat? Everybody in the chat, do you remember this game called ARMS?
Yes.
It was going to be the next Splatoon, and it was going to be an esport that everybody was playing, and then suddenly I don't hear so much about it. How long ago was that, Bobby? Was that like 1997 that ARMS came out, or what was that?
So I feel like, all right. So ARMS is not great. It's not a great game. I think there was a lot of hype behind it because of how successful Splatoon was. I think people were just like, hey, this is going to be like the Splatoon version of fighting games. Like, it's going to do for fighting games what Splatoon did for shooters. It is, I do feel, it's very deep when it comes to strategy and style and all the different stuff. Like, if you're a fighting game fan, this game is for you. Absolutely. But I feel like a lot of people felt like this was going to be a game that like a lot of casual fans would like, similar to Splatoon, and that didn't work at all. I realized after my first weekend of the test punch that like I probably should cancel my pre-order, because that first weekend, I loved it, and I had a great time with it. But I didn't feel myself wanting to play it more. Where Splatoon
That's how I felt.
Where Splatoon was the opposite. When I played Splatoon in the global test fires, I had not that much interest going in, and I just felt myself wanting more and wanting more and wanting more, and just, just continuing to continue to want more of it. So, yeah, you're not, like, I thought ARMS was going to do great. I really did, and I expected more. And again, the updates aren't there. Like, there's some updates, but it's not what people were thinking. People thought, like, hey, we're going to get a new character, like, once a month. We just got, what? Right. We've had two new characters since it started, and it's just like, So.
Well, technically one character, because the Max Brass guy was already in the game, so he already had his, like, fighting animations and all that. Yeah, I think they probably had him done when it launched, and they just saved him, so it would seem like they have more content. Nintendo Talk just told me, Josh, don't lie. If ARMS was on the Wii, you'd eat it up. Bobby, I need to respond to that little sass in the chat.
Go ahead.
Okay, Nintendo Talk. If ARMS was on the Wii, it would not have been one thing. It would have been a compilation. It would have been one of 5 other games on one disc. It would have been like a Wii Sports thing. And that's what it should have been. Okay, Bobby, you know me. I'm the smartest guy you know, right? I'm going to fix the problem here. Okay. I'm in charge of Nintendo. If I ran Nintendo...
Don't even. Now we're going to have issues.
Somebody should do a podcast about that.
Exactly. Somebody does do a podcast about that.
All right, but listen. If I ran Nintendo, I would have said, listen, guys, I love the concept for these characters for this game in ARMS. These characters, we need to use these characters for a new Punch-Out on Wii. We're going to alter it a little bit, maybe to fit the Punch-Out style just a little bit. They're going to be brand new fighters in Punch-Out for the Switch, okay? And then we're going to also bring back classic ones, King Hippo and all that. And then, what about the gameplay, though, Josh? Crazy, springy ARMS. That is perfect for a Switch sports resort game. That's one of the new things. You got your Miis, and they got these crazy little things. You're trying to knock each other off a platform, and you can change the arms and stuff, or, the boxing gloves, whatever. So there you go. President Josh Thomas just made 2 games instead of 1, and both of them, hold on a second, I need to check my phone. Yes, they're both selling millions of copies like crazy. Oh, people love the new Punch-Out, and they love the new Switch Sports. Oh my God, I should get a raise, Bobby.
Good Lord. I wouldn't buy it. I'm just telling you.
Yes, you would.
I wouldn't buy it. I can't. You know what I can't say? I bought ARMS, so I can't really say that.
Listen, you told me. Who was it? Aren't you into Punch-Out? I swear I heard you.
I love Punch-Out. I love Punch-Out.
So a new Punch-Out game.
My favorite game. I've been on record to say this. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out is my favorite boxing game. It's my favorite game of all time. That's the hand to God truth. I don't like the franchise though. I feel like what was special about that game was Mike Tyson being in that game, because at the time it was all the hype and all the everything about it, because he was unbeatable, and it was just this whole thing about it, like this whole mystique about Tyson and the game and all that. So for me, like, I wasn't a big fan of Super Punch-Out. I liked a little bit of what they did with the Wii, but man, it just was like balls hard. Like, it was just so hard, like, to play that game. So I don't know.
I played that game, and I might have even beaten it one time with the balance board controls and the motion controls, Bobby.
Get out of here, really?
Truly.
Wait,
I'm dead serious. Yeah, I'm truly a champ.
Wait, beat it how? Because there was 2 ways to beat the game. There was beating it, and I beat it, but then you have to go through the second tier and beat it.
I got to Donkey Kong, which is, as I understand, the last boss.
Yeah. So you beat Donkey Kong.
So there you go.
On the balance board.
I beat him something severe. Yeah. Wait, you use the balance board to...
I would like to...
I gotta yell at Sonic Master, by the way, Bobby. Yeah. I like to yell at people in the chat as we keep going. He says, I don't like ports, he's quoting me. And then he says, I want Switch Sports Resort. Right. Switch Sports Resort as in a sequel to Wii Sports Resort. Not a port. It would be a total sequel. Some of the sports would come back that were good in the original, but then you add all new ones. So I just wanted to keep chat in line there.
For me, here's my thing. The whole ports issue. I'm the type of person I look at this and I go, there are so many great games that were on the Wii U, and I hate the idea of them being trapped on the Wii U. So I don't have a problem with Nintendo porting them over, as long as they're porting the good ones over and not just porting everything over. I've said this numerous times on a different podcast. I would love to see a Super Mario 3D World Deluxe with that and Captain Toad on one disc, on one cartridge, and play that way. I would love that, because I love that game. I think that game was great. I know there's a lot of people that don't like it. I'm a fan of it.
Well, holy cow!
What?
I hated that game. No,
Why?
I didn't hate that game. But I just thought, I don't know. Oh my god! Because I wanted Odyssey back then.
That's the problem.
My mind was Odyssey.
Yeah, everybody wanted Galaxy 3, an Odyssey type game, or like a. See, your problem is you're into Sunshine. That's your biggest issue.
I'm a decent human being, so I'm into Super Mario Sunshine. Yes, that
is the most glitch fest game of all the Mario games.
Ho 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 ho! What did I just hear come out of your mouth, Bobby?
It's
somebody hold my beer.
It's pretty glitchy. Let's be honest. Come on.
You know what? No, I actually, honestly, I've never encountered glitches in that game.
Really?
I'm being dead serious.
I
will say, here's what you could say.
Yeah.
You could tell me this, Bobby. You could say that game is unfinished, and I would agree, because it technically is unfinished. They didn't finish it in time. But you know what I would say to that? I'd say, holy Lord, it must be a fantastic game if it's unfinished and still manages to be the best Mario game ever.
That is not.
Imagine if it was finished, Bobby.
Not the best Mario game
ever. If it was
ever.
Finished,
You're insane.
It would be blinding me with its greatness if it was finished. Oh my gosh.
Good Lord.
It's the best Mario game ever.
Lord.
Second place, by the way, would be Thousand Year Door.
It's the best Mario game?
That's the second best.
That's not a Mario game.
Second best Mario game is Thousand Year Door, Bobby.
That's a role-playing game. That's not a Mario game.
You're right. It stars Birdo. It's a Mario game.
Oh, so if that's the case, you could say, well, we might as well throw Mario Kart in the mix, because Mario Kart 8 is probably the best.
Yeah. Double Dash is the best, Bobby.
You're stuck in this GameCube era, man. You need to wake up. The GameCube.
The best time, That's because Bobby.
You were probably
it was huge. It was the best.
15 years old, probably around then, right? You're probably like 10, 15 in that area.
No, because you know what, Bobby? I think the Wii era was amazing as well.
No, the Wii era
was pretty fantastic.
Wii era actually brought me back into gaming. GameCube actually pushed me out of gaming, honestly. That was the time.
Oh my!
Yeah,
God.
that was the time where I fell in love with Animal Crossing. That was about the only.
Luigi's Mansion. Let's play a game here, Bobby. We're gonna play a game. We're playing a game here.
Okay.
I got an idea for a game.
Play the game.
I'm gonna say a GameCube title, and you tell me what you think of that GameCube title, and we're gonna see how enraged I managed to get in this podcast.
Yeah, let's see.
Now listen. Tread lightly with the first one here, Bobby.
Okay.
Luigi's Mansion.
So Luigi's Mansion was a good concept. It was not a great game. It was a good game. I liked the one on the 3DS better because it was longer and there was more to it.
Not only did you say that it was a good concept, but not a good game, you said the horrible 3DS one was better.
No. I said it was. I said it was a good concept. It wasn't a great game. It was a good game. I didn't say it was hot trash in the summer.
I can't.
That's normally what I say about bad games. Go ahead. What's your next game?
We'll move on. Jeez, that was hard to sit through. Let's go with, we already did Sunshine. What did you think of Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door, a.k.a. like literally the definition of art is what most people call it.
I did not play that one. I'll be honest with you. I regret not playing it. If I could ever find a copy of it, I would definitely go back and play it. Just because just because I did play Mario, I played Paper Mario on the Wii, and I enjoyed it. But I found out very quickly, like, this isn't what Paper Mario is about. So you had to kind of go the opposite way.
Did you play Super Paper Mario, or are you talking about the Virtual Console release?
Super Pro. This one here. This one here.
So, okay.
I like this one.
That's Super Paper Mario.
Yeah, I like this one.
Okay.
It's not the greatest, but it's cool. It's fun. Just to make you happy, I got this too. Did you not like this one?
That's a fantastic video game right there.
I like it a lot. I like the basketball.
Playing disc.
I like
disc dog.
Yeah, man. I like the bow.
Basketball's good.
Yeah, the bow hunting.
Good stuff.
This is also fantastic.
Okay, next.
Just to.
What is that? Why are you just holding up garbage in front of the screen, Bob? Come on, take your trash out.
Oh, would you stop it? Go ahead.
All right, next GameCube game. I got one more GameCube game I want to throw your way.
Go ahead.
I'm going to think of one more that's really like a good one that will anger me if you don't like it.
Okay.
All right. I got one. What did you think of Super Smash Bros. Melee?
I didn't like it.
Oh, that's dangerous stuff.
I didn't.
On the internet.
So for me, I wasn't a big fighting game fan back in the day, and I wasn't I still to this day really don't see the hype behind Melee. I understand there's a huge crowd that loves it. I did play and enjoyed Smash 4. I liked it on the 3DS and on the Wii U, but I don't see why people were so rabid for it. But it is what it is. I respect people that like it, but it's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take away any hate you might get for saying that. I think Melee is really overrated, and each Smash Brothers game that has come out after it is better than Melee. Even Brawl is better than Melee, I think.
What I liked about Brawl I liked the Sub-Zero, whatever it is, that the side-scrolling game that they put in there. Like, I love that. I thought that was really cool, where they had all the different characters come
Subspace.
Subspace. I think it was like Subspace Zero or something it was called, or I forget what it was called. But it was cool. It was cool.
Yeah. Uh-huh. That was really good. What the hell is this Sonic Mansion? Yeah, okay. I can't believe the Luigi's Mansion answer I got out of you.
Why? It was too short. Was it not too short?
Well, see, I think that it's all about the idea and the execution. And if there's a great idea that's really only about a 7-hour game, then I'm okay with that. It's a 7-hour game. And you know what? I replay Luigi's Mansion every single Halloween season, like several times. Mm-hmm. And it just never gets old to me. It's always just really fun and unique. And I found that the 3DS one just completely missed most of what made the original so special for me. The original is definitely influenced by Disney's Haunted Mansion attraction, and also probably a bit of Ghostbusters in some ways, obviously with the and I think those inspirations. But the sequel doesn't seem to realize that. Next Level Games, I feel they didn't realize what made it so great. The ghosts in Luigi's Mansion are very important, but the ghosts in the sequel are just really ugly, and they act like minions, and there's no like personality to them. And that to me was just a huge problem in the sequel.
I don't know, man. I liked the one thing that I liked about the sequel was it felt like there was more puzzles. I felt like it was more in depth, like in terms of like the mansions. There was more to do and stuff, and like in the thought process of like the one that pops into mind is like when you have to suck up the ball, the spider web, and then pull it back and catch it on fire and let it go. Like there was things that you had to think about to try to figure out and stuff. So I don't know. I enjoyed it quite immensely. Can I just show you something, Josh? Because you told me last night that there's no games on the Switch. So I just wanted to show you, like, that's my physical collection there. Okay. And then I know that yours is this, and there's nothing in your hand. But I did a count.
My physical collection.
Yeah, I did a count today before because I was like, I want to find. I actually have 28 games for the Switch.
How many of them are Wii U games that have just been spit out on the Switch?
There's a few. There are a few. I bought 2K18 yesterday. Puyo Puyo Tetris is not. Wonder Boy is not. Metal Slug is not. Snake Pass. Blaster Master Zero. Sonic Mania. Which... Kamiko. Have you played Kamiko? I think you would like that.
I was gonna download that. I was gonna download that one day. I think it's only like a $5 game.
Yeah, it's only
Maybe I will
$5. It's
eventually.
really good, man. I think you would like it. Seriously, it's kind of like a top-down Zelda-esque game, and it's not super long, so it can keep your attention. Now, Rayman Legends. Did you play that on the Wii U?
Yeah. I did. I got a review copy for it and played it. I don't have many memories of it back then. Which the reason I point out that is because I was trying to think if I did videos of it. I don't think we did videos of it.
It's really good, man. It really is a good platformer.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I don't know if I would buy it again. Like having already played it, I wouldn't buy the Switch version.
Yeah. So from okay, so let's jump into because we totally got off in the tangents and didn't talk about it. But the Nintendo Direct. You said you had some.
Oh God, we did get off on a tangent.
We got on a major tangent that we're reining back in now. So, what?
Yeah, go ahead.
What was your issues with? Well, okay, did you like it or did you dislike it?
I disliked it. I thought it was one of the worst Nintendo Directs we've had in a while, actually, other than Odyssey.
Other than Odyssey.
Yeah, I mean.
So Doom did nothing for you. Wolfenstein did nothing for you.
Did they even show those games in it?
Yeah. Yes.
What? They showed footage? They showed footage of them?
Yes. Well, they didn't show footage of Wolfenstein. They did show footage of Doom.
I have no memory of that whatsoever.
Really? I do, because I was freaking out, man.
Aren't those games already available on other systems?
They are. Well, no. Doom is. Wolfenstein is a brand new game that hasn't been released yet. And it's coming to PS4.
Well then
but it is coming to PS4 and it's coming to Xbox One.
Now, is it going to come to the Switch 2 years after it comes to those?
It's supposed to be coming the same time.
Day and date?
That's the word.
Well, then that's the kind of support you'd want to see from third parties. Yeah. It's not a game I'm personally going to buy, but I can see that as being a good thing.
Yeah. I think why I got excited for that was this. Bethesda comes in day one, announces we're going to do Skyrim, and everybody kind of crapped all over it and gave them a hard time, like, oh, this isn't true support. We're back to doing the Wii U stuff. And then they come out and they go, hey, we're bringing Doom and Wolfenstein, and it's like, okay, I like what you're doing here. You know what I mean? It's not like an EA thing where EA is kind of like, well, we'll wait and see. Like, it's a half step. Like, here's FIFA, the game we know sells well everywhere. We're going to give you that one and see what happens. So, I think that a lot of people that were disappointed with the Direct was looking for bigger things. Like, we're looking for the Animal Crossings, the Smash, Virtual Console, things of that nature. And they didn't get it. And I think they were kind of disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I watch Nintendo Directs because I want to see Nintendo games or games that look like they would be made by Nintendo. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Like, I can get why people would be interested in those, but I just personally am not. So I wanted to see Pikmin. Actually, you know what? Going into this, I had no expectations because I've just finally learned my lesson. Mm-hmm. And even with no expectations, I just felt like this is a waste of my time and I don't really want to watch this anymore, but I know it's going to end with an Odyssey trailer, so I'll just keep it running in the background. I did watch it all, though. The only other thing that would have been exciting to me would be the Mario Party Top 100 thing, and that is not coming to the proper platform, so I was actually quite enraged by that. I was shocked at how dumb that decision was. But everything else, I mean, it was mostly Japanese RPGs shown a lot as well. My goodness, what was that, like a 2-hour-long explanation of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 by somebody's grandpa?
That was a bit much. I felt like that, and I've said this numerous times already this weekend, I felt like that should have been like, here's Xenoblade Chronicles. They should have done the first section. When they showed the controller, they should have shut it down, boom, moved on, and been like, hey, if you want to see more about Xenoblade Chronicles, follow up on our YouTube channel after the Direct, and you'll have more there. I feel like that game is such a niche audience that it's either you're not going to sell it by going longer in time. It's either people are going to see it and fall in love, or they're just going to be like, this isn't for me. So,
yeah, I agree. I think that it's weird that that's going to be one of their big holiday titles because that's not really a game you launch for a holiday. That's coming out this holiday, right?
It's coming out December 1st. Although, the one thing I'll say is Xenoblade games always launch in December. Like, the Xenoblade Chronicles X launched December 20th. Like, somewhere in the 20th for the Wii U. I only know that because I got it for Christmas.
Wii did not launch.
What's that?
The original one, though, launched in, like, April, I think.
Yeah, well, that's because the original one wasn't even going to come to the United States at all.
Springtime.
Yeah, but that wasn't going to come to the United States at all until people started raging and like, sending things to Reggie and asking him to bring the game over. Because I remember when they ported that was, like, huge.
Yeah. I remember that came out around the time that I first started working at Disney as Peter Pan, and I remember I had to like do a review or something for that, and I just could not be bothered.
Yeah,
because I was so busy with other stuff. So I did a very quick like video tour of it, and I didn't really care while I was playing, and I got so much crap for that from people.
So rough.
That was the early days of me trolling Bobby, and then it just sparked into this wonderful ball of trolliness.
Oh God, it's definitely.
I don't know. I mean, I just felt like the Direct. I felt like the Direct was disappointing, but I wasn't like... The only thing that outraged me was the Mario Party thing. Mm-hmm. If that wasn't there, I wouldn't have been outraged. I'd have been like, well, it was a waste of my time, but Odyssey looks great.
Yeah.
But that Mario Party thing just made me think like, oh, God, how can anybody get something so right, so wrong, Yeah. There's always a catch. There's always a catch with me, Bobby. It's like, Mario Party, it's all the classic stuff come together, yeah, and it's on the 3DS. I don't know. It still bothers me. You're getting me going again, Bobby. You're getting me going again about it.
So you're not a fan of RPGs at all? Is that or Japanese
I am a fan
RPGs?
of RPGs. I'm a fan of RPGs when they rhyme with Raper Mario.
That was a bad rhyme. The first part could have
sounded better.
Yeah, in your head. Yeah.
It sounded better in my head than when it came out. No, if they're Paper Mario, that's the RPG that I truly adore. Yeah. There's just something about that works so well for me. But all the others, no, and I've given them a chance. Like, I've played them, but I don't know. I just kind of feel like Japanese RPGs, that can't be what you're trying to sell the system on. Maybe in Japan, but in the rest of the world, I kind of feel like we're looking for the Zeldas, the Marios, the Yoshis, the Donkey Kongs, the Kirbys, the Pikmin, the Animal Crossing, the F-Zero, and all that.
Well, for me, like the chat's talking about Octopath, Project Octopath Traveler. I downloaded the demo. I think it's a really good game. It looks really unique. It's pretty cool. Have you tried it? Have you played it?
Okay.
I see. But have you played it?
There was a lot of talking, so I turned it off.
In the beginning, yes. In the beginning, there's a lot of talking, but once you get through it, I think it's actually pretty good. Hoshue Ponce, what is up? Buddy?
You know what I did instead, though, Bobby?
What'd you do?
Instead, I turned my Me icon into Halloween colors.
Oh, good God! You got problems.
And that was much more fun than playing a game. You want to see what games I have on this, Bobby? It's pretty pathetic. Zelda Breath of the Wild, the demo for Octopath Traveler, Mario and Rabbids, Sonic Mania, unfortunately.
Okay, wait. Time out. Hold on.
Okay.
Now, here's my question for you.
Yeah.
Do you like Mario Rabbids?
I think Mario and Rabbids is genuinely the best game on the Switch that's been made from the ground up for the Switch.
So how in the hell do you not like Fire Emblem?
Because in Fire Emblem, I've never once encountered a character that says, blah, 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 blah. That's what's missing from Fire Emblem.
Okay, is that what it is? So we throw the Rabbids in there, we'll be fine. So, note to Nintendo.
Rabbids times Fire Emblem, we did it, Bobby. We got it.
There you go.
Oh my God, would I love that so much, because the Fire Emblem fans would hate it, and it would just be the ultimate troll, and I want it to happen so bad now. Bobby, let's start a petition for that to happen. Right here, right now.
No, it's okay. We'll pass.
I fight for my friends. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong game. I Fight for My Friends what is that from? Is that Xenoblade?
No, you're right. Fire Emblem does that weird stuff too.
Okay.
Yeah, Fire Emblem definitely does that weird stuff too.
Okay.
Okay. Oh my god. What is wrong with you?
It's faster paced. It's a faster paced game, and it's also more colorful and crazy and silly. And I feel like it's the weapons are more interesting to me, and the jumping on top of each other and stuff. I just feel like it's more fun.
Have you beat that game yet, or are you still playing it?
That's why. I am close to beating it. Mm-hmm. I think the fourth world is the end, right?
I think you're correct. Fourth or fifth. There might be 5 worlds in there. I can't.
Oh, they present it as if there's 4.
There might be. So. You could be right.
Are you not playing Mario and Rabbids?
I am. I'm only in. I just beat level 2. I just beat the second world. Listen, I have a lot of games to play, man. I have a lot of games to play. I have this baby. So.
What is that?
That's my 3DS.
What is that? What is that relic from the past?
This is.
What is it? Nintendo?
Yeah. It's
what does it say on the other side?
Nintendo. It says Nintendo in Japanese. In kanji.
Is this a custom job?
No, this was actually what happened was with this, they when the new 3DS came out, Europe did special edition ambassador editions. And if you remember the smaller ones, the faceplates, the United States, they weren't supposed to come right away. Well, they said they weren't coming at all. And then when they did bring them for the great Happy Home designer for Animal Crossing, I bought the Animal Crossing one so I could get the faceplates. And then I imported the ambassador plates so I could have them. That was good.
Okay. Yeah, I was sad they didn't do that as much in America as they did in Japan. They really embraced it in Japan, and I thought that was such a cool idea.
Yeah.
I have no clue why they didn't embrace it here so much.
I don't get it either. Especially and I'm not trying to be, I don't want to be sexist or anything at this point, but women love to do stuff like that. Basically take things and change them and decorate them and all that. And you have that ability to just key in on young girls and all that stuff to buy the different faceplates and stuff, and how they let that go just totally blew my mind.
I am so offended right now for women because of that comment.
I'm just saying, man. It's true.
Yeah, actually, I like doing that as well. Are you calling me a woman?
Yes, I am.
Bobby?
Yes. A lot of people would probably say you're quasi.
Okay. Bobby, why do I agree to this harassment?
You asked me, man. You asked me to come on. You were telling me that, listen, you started this. You put me in this, defensive mode beforehand because I was like, I don't know what's going to happen here. I gotta be up on my game. I got to be prepared for the worst.
Yeah, I don't know, Bobby. I don't know.
So, let's be honest. You're looking for what out of the Switch in terms of new games coming up?
What about new games coming up?
What Switch games are you wanting to get announced? Other than Pikmin 4 and other than Animal Crossing. Is there anything else that they should do that would get you excited?
I wanted to make a list of 50 games that I would get really excited about with the Switch. I might do it, I might not, I don't know. Yeah. But I'll try to wing it right here for you, Bobby. I'm going to try to wing it, okay? I'm going to say a new Battalion Wars, Endless Ocean, a good Mario Party, a good Paper Mario, a Chibi Robo game that's actually Chibi Robo, or just a skip game in general from that developer. Mm-hmm. A Zelda game that's kind of like a top-down Zelda game, maybe something with multiplayer would be great. I would say a Mario Baseball, Tennis, or Strikers would be great, like a good Mario Sports title. Mm-hmm. I would say... Did I already say Endless Ocean? I really like that game on the Wii. That's a pretty awesome...
Trash in the summer, but go ahead.
Oh my god. Where's your wife at? I want your wife to go in there and smack you right now. Tony, get in there and smack him.
It's the truth, man. It's the truth. I'm sorry. It was so bad.
Are you kidding?
It was so bad, dude. You would love it because you're all about the ocean and all about the beach and stuff. But that game was horrible.
And the tropicalness.
That game was horrible.
Oh my gosh, sassy. A new Smash Brothers would be great. I think a Mario Kart that's not just a port, that would be pretty great for the Switch, like a real Mario Kart game. Mm-hmm. Basically, almost anything Mario, as long as it's well designed, I would like. A Metroid Prime game.
I'm hoping for Mario Golf, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Like, I forgot to say that. Yeah.
I loved Mario Golf on the 3DS. I thought it was really, really good. So I'm excited for if they bring it to the Switch.
I feel like, once again, though, that's one of the games that I was like, why in the world is this on the 3DS and not on the Wii U? Like, it's a Mario sports game, and it's golf. Like, golf, of all things, you kind of want to be able to really see the big field and, like, get your putt just right and stuff. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, like, for example, Toadstool Tour is, like, one of my favorite games on the GameCube. Again, the GameCube is just amazing, Bobby. But I agree that the 3DS game was quite good. Now, tennis on the 3DS was, as you would say, hot trash in the summer.
Yeah, tennis.
But, the tennis game on 3DS was not too good.
The tennis game on the Wii U was bad, too.
That was literally a tech demo that they just decided to put a $60 price tag on.
Yeah, like, getting gigantic characters and stuff. I was like, what is... Stop. That's probably the one thing I don't like about Mario sports games is the power-ups. Sometimes they're cool, but sometimes they're just too over the top. And it's like baseball, I wouldn't mind them in the baseball if you could also just turn them off. And just be like, I just want to play a normal baseball game, not with all the power-ups. I don't mind them being there, but I would also I would like to just be able to say, I want to play a regular baseball game. Okay, now I want to play with the power-ups. Like, because I feel like the power-ups are better when you're playing multiplayer. When you're playing single player, it can take away a little bit.
Did you play Mario Sluggers or the GameCube one of Mario Baseball?
I played the Sluggers on the Wii. I can't remember if I played it on the. I think at that time I was probably playing the real baseball games on the GameCube, because that was the last time we actually got good baseball games on the on a Nintendo platform. The ones on the Wii weren't that great.
But see, I feel like with a Mario sports game, you got to go in expecting the wackiness. That's what separates it from any other game.
I agree. I'm not saying
you want the chain chomps and bombs and banana peels.
I get that. I'm just saying, for me, I would also like the ability just to shut it off and just be like, I just want to play a natural, regular baseball game, as opposed to as far as the other games, knock yourself out and do it.
I think you can do that.
Can you? I don't know if you could. Maybe it was just the version I was playing.
You can turn the items off.
Okay.
Could be.
Because you can do it in Mario Kart. The only thing you can't
turn off is the field obstacles, but they have basic fields in Mario Sluggers. Like the Mario Stadium has no gimmicks in it.
See, I like when Nintendo
Talk. Yes.
Get out of here. I liked when
he said Mario Kart Tennis is perfection.
Whatever. I can't trust anything Patrick says. You know, tomorrow, I don't know if you follow Patrick at all. Nintendo Talk. I started in another podcast with him, and there's another guy floating around here, Joe After Work. It's called Planet Nintendo, and it's a new podcast that's coming out tomorrow. It actually starts tomorrow on Patrick's channel, so I want to check that out.
How many podcasts are you starring in?
Three now. Actually, four if you include the Ink Strike.
You're busy.
And this would be 5 if you consider this to be a podcast, but I don't do an audio version of this one. This is just video, which, I like it. It's fun. I'm
still waiting for Tony to come up there and smack you like she promised here in the chat.
She's not correct.
Still waiting for this.
Stop it. Anyway. You have anything to say before we wrap it up? Because it's almost midnight here, and I got to get to bed. I got to go to work tomorrow.
I would like to say that I want the Switch to do better than it's doing as far as games go, Bobby. So bad. I want to be. Here's an embarrassing little secret. Okay. I have my Wii U under the TV, but this is usually not. This is in a box in my closet most of the time. I only pulled it out so that I could do this and like annoy you with what I was doing with it. But I have my Wii U under the TV because it has Netflix, and I use Netflix on a daily basis. And why does this not have Netflix? Why does this not have like a virtual console? Why so many whys about what is going on with that thing as far as basic media and stuff goes? I don't get it.
I got Netflix on this. I have Netflix on my computer. I have Netflix on my TV. I have Netflix on my PS4. I don't need another Netflix machine.
I do, because if this had Netflix on it, Bobby, I could get rid of the Wii U finally from underneath my television.
But why would you get rid of the Wii U?
I need room under there. Because, what do you mean? Why would I get rid of the Wii U?
Yeah, why would you move it? Mine's still hooked to the TV.
Because I need space for Halloween decorations, Bobby.
Oh, good God! You know what? I feel like I'm podcasting with my wife
I don't
right
now. I don't want a lot of game systems underneath my television or any of that. I want one box, and I want it to play all the Nintendo, and it's going to be called Nintendo Do It All Everything Something. Why can't we just have one machine for all Nintendo games? Well, I don't get it.
All right, so I just want to answer Sonic Master real quick. So a 2K18 game is typically the price that you were saying for $80. The $200 version, which is $160 here.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's essentially there's a mode in there where you like get blind packs of cards and all that, and then you open them and you play as the players that are in the blind packs. You can buy more blind packs throughout. If you buy that $200 version, the money that it costs to buy the cards, it's a better deal. So you're getting more coins, more bang for your buck. Ultimately, oh good God, this guy. So that's why it's $200. You got problems, man. All right, so Josh, I would say people could follow you on Twitter, but I don't know when Twitter will be back for you.
Never.
It's what you stop. It'll be back
Never
next
coming
week.
Back.
I just got a tweet from Donald Trump. It said, "Where is Joshy Fun Time at?" So maybe now you need to add your Twitter back.
He's gonna call me and read me a bedtime story.
Good Lord. Lord. Anyway. So, real quick before we go.
Listen,
Go ahead.
Why have you not been on the Nintendo Dads podcast?
I've been on there before. I've been on there multiple times.
I mean recently.
Because I'm waiting for them to ask me and you to be on there at the same time. But you have
gosh, that'd be great.
But you have the pull to make that happen, not me. I don't have no stroke with them guys. So apparently you're the only guest.
I don't know. You seem like you had Justin wrapped around your finger.
Oh, I love Justin.
When you were talking to him.
Me and Justin are the best. We're boys, man. It's me and him get. We go. Honestly, man, he's like the nicest guy in the world, dude. One of the nicest guys in the world. That guy, man, you fall in love with him after talking for 5 minutes. Like he is, and he's very smart, man. He's like very business savvy and stuff. So I laugh because when we bring him on, if we ran Nintendo, like it's a walk in the park for me because he comes, man. He's busting out the blueprints and all the like the charts and stuff, and he's like, this is the business model for the year, and it's like, holy crap, Justin, this is a podcast. What are you doing over there? But I love it, man. He does a great job. He really is. He really is good. So
he's great. They're all great.
They are. Before we shut it down, though, I got my question for you is this. What is going on with your channel? When will you be like more regular and doing stuff and like done with the fashion stuff and all that stuff? Like when you're doing updates, don't do it in front of your shoe closet, okay? Like do it in your Nintendo stuff.
Excuse me, Bobby. Did you just call my shoe museum a closet?
Yeah,
it's a museum. It's a whole
closet,
room.
Man. It's a closet.
It's not a closet. You know what? If this phone wasn't hooked up to the computer right now, I'd be bringing you into the shoe museum right now. That's what I'm going to do the podcast here next time from the shoe museum. I should have done that.
Okay.
Well, I would say to answer that question, on the 20th of this month, of this month, this upcoming week.
Next Wednesday, right? Or this coming Wednesday.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that, and it's for sure happening because it's uploaded right now. It's like just
It's ready to go. Okay.
scheduled.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the second of Make Believe.
Okay.
A little bit of a different format. It's not fully animated, but there are animations in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really curious what people will think of that. I hope people enjoy it. I think it turned out pretty good.
Okay.
It's about Animal Crossing. Tony, where is she? Animal Crossing. Did she hear that? It's about Animal Crossing.
Yeah, she'll love that. She'll love that.
And then I'm also doing just a lot of the projects. There's going to be a lot of Halloween stuff coming up. I'm very excited about for the channel, Nintendo Beyond, and also the other channels. So it's finally getting to the point where a lot of stuff is just going to start going out because I had been working on it for so long. But it's definitely this month and then onward. So kind of kicks off on Wednesday. So kind of excited.
What are your hopes for the channel? Because you seem, before you started actually doing stuff recently, it seemed like you were on your way out of the video game stuff. Like, and you even made comments to that realm. So, what are your hopes with Nintendo Beyond, and how, like, in all realness, like, where do you see it going for how long? Like, do you see a time when you're not doing video game stuff and you're just doing your personal vlogs, or like, where is your hopes with YouTube and all that stuff?
I feel like I really want it to branch. I want it to be just original stuff because I have the most fun working on original stuff. Whereas before, I was really focused on covering Nintendo's games, like with reviews or stuff like that. I've been doing that for so long that I feel like I lost passion in doing it, and it's especially hard when I don't personally like a lot of the games Nintendo's releasing. So it's like, what do I do? Wait an entire year to cover two games or whatever? I'm sure it'll pick up. I mean, I imagine, the Switch will hopefully start picking up, but in the meantime, it's like, what am I supposed to do? I just really, really, really enjoy working on stuff that's just some original creation, like an episode of Make Believe. I also have, I wish I would have brought some stuff just to show you, but I'm working on, I don't know if I've told you this or somebody, I have tons of these custom sculpted Pikmin clay figures that I've been working on and painted them and everything. And it's going to be, I'm doing a video where I'm building, it's like the size of a sandbox. It's a very large thing, like the size of a bed. And I'm making the Pikmin universe, but in real life, and putting all these little clay sculptures in it and the enemies. And, and it's pretty much going to be, I'm going to film it soon, and it's going to be based on seasons. So there'll be a summer one, fall, winter, and all that. And it's going to be really fun. It's hard to explain it, I think. It's hard to really talk about like why it's going to be interesting. But I think, and I hope when people see it, I think that project in particular is really going to show the type of stuff I really want to do going forward. But just kind of original, crazy stuff that you'd be like, what? Why did somebody put so much effort into doing this? This is different or whatever. So I'm hoping it gets positive feedback. But I don't know. I kind of just want to go at my own pace and kind of do my own thing instead of just doing top tens and,
I mean, that makes sense. That makes total sense. And I get that. I just think that, like, I just wanted to bring that up because I was curious. It seemed like you're kind of on your way out, and you were kind of like, I know you enjoy the vlogs, and the vlogs they're fun. You know what I mean? Like, Tony and I will watch them and stuff whenever you post them and all. Like, I don't understand what's wrong with your sister. I think she's, you'd have a conversation with your mom about her. Like,
I wish I could tell you.
It's like she's shooting fireworks off, and she's like they're shooting fireworks, and she's like standing right there, and it's like, okay, like you're gonna get blown up. Like, what are you doing?
Shooting them off at her husband.
Yeah, like what is wrong with you? So it's like, okay then, man. So anyway,
I think she had a little bit too much wine, I'm assuming.
I think so too. Yeah, I think that was. I love your mom though. I gotta say, I love your mom. Please tell your mother that she should be on more episodes and stuff, and tell her that Bobby from New Jersey loves her.
I did an upcoming video where I went with her to get Halloween stuff. So there's some Halloween shopping footage of my mom going crazy just as much as me about Halloween stuff. It's like a family thing. It really is weird. Wait till you see the family party that we have like at the end of October.
Oh my god!
I'll be vlogging that, and it's crazy. Get on a plane and come out here and enjoy it.
Listen,
we're going to show you what Halloween's about.
Make it happen, man. Give me the dates, and we'll fly out there. We'll do it.
Hop on a flight.
There you go. So,
hop on a flight.
Josh, thank you for coming on. I appreciate you coming on. Even though I think you've kind of showed people that you're not as crazy as you are on Twitter. Just stay off Twitter. That's your problem. Stay off Twitter, make more content, we'll be good.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I don't translate well to Twitter or I think just text in general.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be face to face or something.
I think that's the problem. Yeah. It's hard to explain yourself in 140 characters.
It is, and I'm a pretty strange being, and so I don't clash. I don't go well with the Twitter environment at all.
This is true. So
it's just hard to stay up to date with Papa, though, if I'm not on Twitter, is the problem.
No, it's not. Just turn on CNN. It's all, they're putting it up every 5 minutes, what he's saying. They're like a virtual blog.
Fake news.
Anyway, guys, thank you for checking out the stream. I'm going to check out the quality of the stream after this. If it is wonky, I'm going to upload. I did record it, so this way we could post it up. And I started recording pretty early on. So thank you guys for coming out, and I appreciate the support and all that stuff. I love you guys. That is all. Booze sucks. Peace out, Preston.